Beaver Nation, we are back, and we are blessed to have Matty Boyd, Eastside Catholic great, Oregon State great, and now MLB great. I mean, great, and then some. We can keep going down that road, but Matty was here, 2012, 2013 was his last year here. 2012 could have gone, stayed at Oregon State, forego the draft, and then he gets picked up by the Blue Jays in 2013, continues to revamp himself, an amazing human being, 10 years in the big leagues and counting. Excited to see more to come. Matty, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Mitch. Thanks for having me, man.
Well, it's as I told you earlier, we could probably sit on here. I know I'm inquisitive enough listening to you speak that we could be on here for an hour, but I just got a couple quick questions for you. Less of me, more of you talking, which would be great, and everyone would appreciate that. Hey, we all know baseball is great, and being a husband and a father, and most importantly, being a follower of Christ, in everything that you do, you lead the way. What has the journey meant to you with all of those things?
Oh man, I just think most importantly, you don't do it alone, right? You're a product of those around you. You know, I'm a product of my dad who coached me, my mom and dad, but my dad coached me till I went to high school. Case and Bales and Yeski, those guys molded me when I was at Oregon State. The coaches through the system, my wife Ashley, it's you never do it alone. Now my kids, so whether it's your teammates, your coaches, my wife who's my best friend, it's like when it comes down to my teammates that I played with at Oregon State, we're still close to that day, this day, so when it comes down to it, it's like what you're doing, you never do alone. Though it may feel alone, though you do put the work in at times alone, you're a product of the people around you. And because of that, there's a lot of gratitude, but there's also, a lot of gratefulness for those who have continued to pour into me and even going forward.
And that's such an awesome thing, having your best friend be a part of all those things that you do, having a wife like Ashley that, you guys met in college, right?
Yeah, my senior year, the year I came back, we actually met. You're crazy. That's cool.
A blessing for everyone involved, having you come back for that senior year and getting to meet her. And I love that you bring Pops into this too, someone who has coached the game for a very long time. How fortunate we both were. You more so because you got to spend every day with them. But to be around him, baseball mind, cares about people, just being surrounded by incredible people. And it's not only the on-the-field stuff that I think that all of us who know you are inspired by, but it's the off-the-field stuff. That's who you are and how you handle adversity. I mean, you've been back from injury, and you're even as like watching you on this last injury start to build your way back, just hearing you when we were talking down in Dallas and like, hey, I'm working my way back. I believe in myself. I know this is going to happen. So you continue to revamp your pitch design, your mentality, your body. What I guess with all these like obstacles that you've endured, what kind of advice do you have for others who are experiencing hardship?
Oh man, I get when I'm a believer, right? And James, the one that talks about whenever you consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds, because the testing of your faith will produce perseverance, right? And wait for your faith to be mature and complete, and you're lacking nothing. And I think that you got to be grateful for the trials, and you also got to know that the trials don't dictate what the future is going to be. So when you go into those things, when the tough news happens, yeah, it may change what the next day, months, year looks like. But if you still believe what's in your heart, what God has put on your heart, what has kind of been shown to you, for me, it's not a matter of when, it's just a matter of, or not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So it's I believe my best baseball is still in front of me. That's funny for someone to say, to go into my age 34 year, but I feel like I got to have a little taste of that last year, and I feel like I want to win a World Series. I mean, and I say feel, it's not really feel, I believe I will. I believe I'm going to be at the top of the game at some point, and in that capacity. And it's like when those things happen, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So it's how do you get there, and it's understanding like how do you get there? What are the steps that you need to take to get there? You lay out a plan and you execute it, and you constantly evaluate where you're at on that. And it takes being an honest evaluator, but you know, when it comes down to it, no one's going to do the work for you. You got to lay out a plan. You got to execute it. And I think was the biggest thing, right? It was this last year of rehab. I did most of it unsigned, and it was kind of crazy because it was like I had some really good people around me, you know, but it gives you a lot of ownership over what you do, and with that it leaves a lot of opportunity for kind of a blank canvas of okay, this is what I want to do, and how else can I add it? So. Man, anyone who's going through those hard times, man, I'd say look at it as an opportunity to get better. Look at it as an opportunity to take more ownership over your game and to truly take control of things that maybe you never had those that you had at previous points in your career.
I love that. Well, I love how you quote the Book of James too. That's my favorite verse right there, man. And it speaks so loud. Speaking loud, I know you got your kids in the background. I got mine over here too.
Sorry about that.
No, it's good. Those are like a big part of our inspiration, man, to show them the right way to do it. Hey, I was hoping you could share with us a little bit about your guys' foundation, Kingdom Home Foundation, that you and Ashley both co-founded.
Yeah. So while I was at Oregon State chasing my dream for baseball, I met Ashley, and she was talking about her heart for social justice. You know, I got drafted by the Blue Jays. She took a job with an organization called Remember New, and their mission was to end child sex trafficking through prevention. It was her dream job. They have prevention homes all around the world. As the years kind of passed on, she worked herself out of a role, and God put on her heart, both our hearts, to start a nonprofit. An opportunity came around to partner with an amazing lady in Uganda, and we started Kingdom Home, and now Kingdom Home has around 100 children in their care. We have 3 prevention homes in Uganda, and we're growing. So it's pretty cool. If you got any questions on that, visit kingdomhome.org. But yeah, man, it's there's some amazing people in country, amazing people stateside doing some amazing work for that, and our goal is just to give these children hope in the future, every opportunity that they have, whereas they may not have had that before.
Man, it's so cool that you can use your platform to spread the love for others around the world too. And I look forward to continuing to watch that grow, as well as all the kiddos. And I mean, having you come down and inspire our guys more and more, I will be a little greedy with that. So hopefully get to see you.
You guys inspire me every time I'm down there too. So.
You got to come see the new Pitcher Lab once it gets rolling, man. You're a big part of that.
Can't wait to see it.
Hey, before we run out of time, we all have to know, give us a big nugget from your time here at Oregon State, memory or learning process or something.
Man, gosh, learning process. I remember, a lot of people forget that I hit, and I remember we were playing Utah early in the year, and I think I punched out a couple times and thought I was going to get benched. And I came up, once you know how the game finds you, right? I remember I was pretty down. Either I punched out in the game before or earlier in that game, but game kind of finds you, right? And situation comes up where bases are loaded. We're down by 2 in the bottom of the 9th, and no one was left on the bench, so I had to face the lefty. And I hit a game-winning walk-off double, and it was one of the first times that I remember, because in that moment as a freshman, it seemed everything kind of seemed insurmountable. After you strike out twice, it kind of at that time it was a character-building moment. But I remember it was like, man, I could do this. It was my first hit off the lefty that year, and that was cool. But yeah, something like that. I'm looking at the timer and making sure it's good. So I try to keep something quick. But yeah, that was something that's a lot of fun.
Well, you've always overcome, man. Inspiration to all of us, and I know you got a couple at bats in the big leagues too. Matty Boyd,
3 for 10.
3 for 10. Thanks for joining us, brother. Go Beavs.
Go Beavs.